Hello and welcome to this tarot reading for all air signs. I hope this finds you well. I trust you will use your own intuition as your primary instrument of resonance. Leave behind what does not reverberate. Tarot does not tell the future. The only thing that determines your future is how you react, reflect, and respond to the messages herein. I got the Five of Swords here. And on this card, there's a woman holding a big, beautiful rose in front of half of her face. And then behind her is this kind of shadowy looking figure. A man, tall, dark, handsome. I'm getting that sort of feeling from this card. And she's holding, could be a scrap of a letter, something like that. Someone tall, dark, and handsome coming into your life. And for the men who may be listening to this reading, maybe you are the tall, dark, handsome person. Maybe there is a mysterious woman in your life. Nine of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, ground yourself. Maybe that's coming into the romanticism. Maybe you've been reading a lot of romantic novels, romantic fiction, and you're just getting swept up in the narrative, and you just need to ground yourself a little bit in reality, or not, or not get swept away in the romance. The Nine of Cups, she looks like she's from the bourgeoisie. Maybe not the bourgeoisie, but I don't know. That word comes to mind when I look at her. She's got one of those frills around her neck, very 17th century. Flowers for hair, flowers behind her, 9 cups in her hand, fanned out. It's like she's holding a fan made of these 9 cups. Queen of Pentacles. We have the 9th house in Capricorn. We have the 9 of Wands, the Ace of Wands in reverse, and the Hierophant. I think you're a little bit over working. You're a little bit over studying, and you're really trying to, or you really are getting into the imagination, into the romanticism, into, flights of fancy, just really immersing yourself in, in this world of pleasure and debauchery and lust and secrets and all these sorts of things. And it definitely seems like like fictional. I don't feel as though this is actually happening in your life, or maybe it is. Maybe you're using this as like to like blow off steam, or to um not be so serious in your day-to-day life. You're so consumed with, these responsibilities. And it's responsibilities to the public, responsibilities to people in authority. You may be the authority, and you're just kind of wanting to, um, get away, get into your imagination, get into some erotic fiction. There are a lot of TikToks that talk about erotic fiction, and there's many levels, many different intensities, um, and it's got you kind of lusting or wanting something more, wanting that romance. And we have the Hierophant here, so it's really like, oh my gosh, like I want that relationship, I want that commitment, I want that tall, dark, handsome person, man or woman, whoever it is, to come into my life and sweep me off my feet and sweep me out of these responsibilities and these drab circumstances that I'm in, and to yeah, be in that lavish sort of lifestyle, that the lavishness of love, I should say. And yeah, I feel as though this is kind of your outlet at the moment. And it may not be erotic fiction, it may not be romantic fiction, it might actually be like movies or TV shows that are like heavy on the romance, heavy on those themes of lust and unrequited love and yeah, things that are just really uh, exaggerated and emotional and the Nine of Cups here. And of course, the Five of Swords, I say this is like tall, dark, handsome thing, but there's also like this scandal, like these secrets between people and the scandals and stuff. Um, but there's always some church bells ringing. There's always at least one person or two, a pair of people who get married and go off into the sunset and they're like all good, but then there's like the other people that are like lost in the, well, not lost, but they're like in the tumultuous like lust and um uh what's the word, you know what I'm getting at. I don't think I need to hit this home anymore, but yeah, you definitely you're definitely trying to escape your responsibilities, definitely trying to um yeah, get away from these things. And yeah, as an air sign, um, I just see, yeah, grounding yourself. There's a little bit more grounding that's needed, and then there's a little bit more passion that's needed, but maybe redirect it into something in your own life and redirect it into something that's like, uh, you know what? Whatever. Summer loving, go do it. Blow off the steam. But, don't get so caught up in it that it like ruins your, I don't want to say ruins your life, but like that you just get so derailed and so like intoxicated by it that you start to actually slip in your commitments and in your responsibilities, and then you get fired, and then you got like a whole bunch of fucking problems you got to deal with, and you're in a love triangle, and you are secretly um, seeing your boss, or whatever's happening here. It seemed very um, sexy. Yeah, it's got a lot of energy. It's got a lot of passion. It's got a lot of extravagance. Um, so that you don't really have to focus on your commitments. And yeah, this little guy, the Nine of Wands, is just kind of looking at the Capricorn and the ninth house, and they're like, ugh, I don't want to do that. And the Ace of Wands here is in the reverse position, which is kind of also saying, ugh, like my creativity or my drive to do this, where these cards are, is like low. Um, but you do have a commitment. You have the Hierophant there, so you are committed for the long term. But you're just kind of taking um, a little detour, um, hmm, towards this extracurricular activity, I should say. Yeah, let's say it's an extracurricular activity. Enjoy yourself, but don't neglect your commitments. Feed that energy back into it. Let it recharge you. Let it revitalize you. Um, don't let it steer you off on this like random as hell tangent that, yeah, you end up like ruining your life. That's pretty extreme. But these things happen. Like when you're caught up in the lust and the passion, you're intoxicated and sex, drugs, rock and roll. Like, it's very easy to derail and derail pretty hard. So yeah, at least make sure you're becoming, or make sure you're at least like recharging from it, or it's putting a pep in your step so that when you show up to your commitments, like you actually, instead of being drained by these things or so like caught up in the fantasy that you got nothing left when you show up for work or you show up at school or to study, or you're procrastinating. You're doing this other thing instead of what you need to be doing, because it definitely is a need. Like you need to be doing these things. And the grounding yourself is like it's going, come on, honey. Like let's yeah. I just pulled a yes card, so what I'm saying is correct. And then the next card that I pulled is develop stronger concentration. So, yeah, as much as you want to play and get swept off your feet, you need to concentrate. You need to ground in, you need to concentrate. And, the commitments, the long-term commitments that you've made are um they kind of have like I don't want to say more potential, but like you've been at them for a long time. So you got to finish them. You can't let yourself. It's kind of like when you're running a race, right? The like I don't run. If you see me running, there's a problem. But when I was a kid and we were learning like okay how to like do athletics essentially, my coach said just because you're near the finish line doesn't mean that you slow down. You gotta like power all the way through the finish line. Like you gotta go even harder at the last little bit. And that's a mistake a lot of people make, is that when they see the finish line, they kind of like slow down a little bit. But you gotta like keep the momentum going all the way through. And you see that at the Olympics. You see that like at professional athletes, they just keep running, and then once they've crossed, they just naturally the momentum stops um, after they've crossed the finish line. So it really is that energy here. It's like, okay, concentrate. The fun stuff isn't going anywhere if you play your cards right, but you need to concentrate. And Capricorn is like concentrate, 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 and the ninth house is, yeah, it's higher education. So you definitely need like a level of maturity. Um, so don't be like mixing business with pleasure. Don't be doing that. So yeah, that's that's the reading for the air signs. Looks like you guys are having a lot of fun. A little bit too much fun. So thanks for listening, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.